Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me for part 2 of the anorexia bulimia series that I'm doing just to spread some awareness on this topic. Last episode was about my personal journey. Today I'm going to be doing a lot of information on the psychological aspects, the spiritual aspects, and some really cool tools and techniques that I discovered that helped me get through and heal. Completely heal, not just surface heal. So first of all, I really want people to know that most people with eating disorders are in complete denial that they even have a problem. They think that everything's fine, they're just going through some stuff, and they're just dieting. Now, even though deep down I knew, and most people I speak to know they have a problem, denial is part of it. With time, admittance of a problem will happen and they will want help. So just to be ready for that to happen, but if you're seeing someone go through it, and be ready to support them. I will want to talk about the psychological process and the things that happen on a mental level when you're going through an eating disorder. So what actually happens when you have an eating disorder and you've had it for a while, you sort of take on this thing, and it's actually called body dysmorphia. In the psychology world, it's called body dysmorphia. And what it means is that your negative belief systems about yourself, that you are fat and that you are ugly, they are what dictate the image that is reflected back to you in the mirror when you look at it. So I believed that I was fat. So when I looked in the mirror, I saw myself as fat. I literally saw a fat person standing in front of me. But when I saw photos of myself, I was like, whoa, who is that person? That's not me. That person looks sick. They're so thin. So I actually couldn't see myself truly and really. Now, everyone has this to a certain degree. I don't think anyone sees themselves the way they really are. But when people with eating disorders, it is huge, and it's actually really, really different to how they look. The second thing was that I wanted to talk about is the mind games that are played in your head. If you remember, I don't know if everyone's seen it, but the whole image that's portrayed of like there's a devil on your shoulder this side and the angel on this side, and one's telling you to do bad things and one's telling you to do good things. That sort of scenario happens in your mind. You have the angel that's telling you, you need to eat, you need to love yourself, you need to take care of yourself, you're hungry, it's a survival thing, etc. And then the other side, the evil one, the devil, or whatever you want to call it, is telling you, you can't eat, you'll get fat, don't eat, you're going to get fat and you'll be ugly, you are fat and ugly, or other things like, you don't deserve to eat, you are bad, you need to punish yourself. And this internal battle goes on over and over and over, and it's very loud, and it happens on a minute-to-minute basis. And this is a lot of the reason why people that have eating disorders really become introvert and hide away from the world, because it's so confusing and it's really challenging. So I wanted to also touch on anorexia and eating disorders from a spiritual, metaphysical perspective as well, because I believe that we're not just physical beings. We have an emotional and a energetic body as well. This is a perspective from a great teacher of metaphysics and healing. Her name's Louise Hay. If you haven't heard of her, look her up. Unfortunately, rest in peace, her soul, she's passed on now, I'm pretty sure. But incredible work while she was here. If she hasn't passed on, I'm really sorry, but I'm pretty sure she has. So anorexia from that perspective is denying yourself life, extreme fear, self-hatred and rejection. Bulimia is helpless terror, frantic suffering, and purging self-hatred. And loss of appetite is self-protection, a way of protecting yourself. You don't trust life, or God or universe to look after you, and you're afraid. So these are just some other things I wanted to add because they're very helpful in the healing process to be able to do the opposite of that. So if you're feeling like you're denying yourself of life, then it's really useful to write down a list of things that make you feel alive and do those things more and more every day instead of the things that you have been doing that make you feel like you're lifeless. Then, like, for example, if you're hanging around people that are really negative, if you're hanging around people that also have eating disorders, then you need to do the self-loving thing. Well, you don't need to, but I recommend to do the self-loving thing of taking yourself away from those people and hang around people that see you for who you are, see beyond what you're going through, and love you unconditionally. The other thing that really helped me is to start meditating and stop being in my head so much. Stop believing that the thoughts I'm having are actually me, because they're not. And realizing that I can slow them down, I can quiet them a little, I can just watch them and observe them passing. Not attaching to them and going, oh my God, then I'm bad and it's the end of the world. No, you just watch them pass. The I'm fat thought comes and then you watch it go. And it will try and attach, it will try and get you to attach, but you just focus on your breath, take big deep breaths in and out, and just remember that they're not you, they're just thoughts. The other thing that I recommend to everyone, even if you don't have eating disorders or not, I love this, mirror work. You feel like a bit of a wally at first, you feel a bit silly, but it's amazing as you progress what happens. So you literally sit in front of a mirror and you say to yourself the most loving, kind things you can. So you sit there and say, I love you. I love you so much. I love your arms. I love your legs. And think of the things that you really didn't like about yourself. So, for example, I hated my cellulite. I was like, oh my God, I have cellulite. It's the worst thing in the world. I used to try all these creams. So then I started doing the mirror work and I would stand there and look at it and be like, I love you, cellulite. I love you. And you know why I love you? Because that means that I'm healthy. It means that I have a bit of fat on me. It means that if I got sick, there's something to lose. I wouldn't get really ill. It means that maybe I'm holding on to a little bit of anger and helps me notice things about myself that maybe I didn't. And also breast milk comes from that area. Like if you've got cellulite on near your butt and your upper thigh, that's where a lot of your breast milk production comes from, because it's predominantly fat. So you kind of need that when you plan to have kids, because I'm not saying everyone like go out and eat McDonald's so you can get cellulite. No, but if you have a tiny bit of cellulite, it's not the end of the world. It means you're human. And the other big thing when it comes to healing was to go to the original wound that started it. For me, it was that big trauma that happened when I was 13, but I also had to revisit that little girl that got bullied and got picked on a lot for being fat, and tell her the things she needed to hear and give her the hug or the attention that she needed at that time. And this is called inner child work, and it's really, really helpful when it's for any healing, but especially for this, because you get to the root belief that was implanted, and that was that I was unworthy and that I was fat and that I didn't deserve love. And then you can nourish that inner child and love her, and then ask them to pull that tree out, pull that belief system out and get rid of it, because it doesn't serve us anymore. and then you get a new seed of that you are worthy and that you are beautiful and that you deserve love, and you plant that and you nourish that and love that and give that what it needs. And it's not a one-time thing. You have to do this a few times, and every time it pops up, that's just that little person within you saying, I need a little bit more of love, I need a little bit more healing, and you sit with that and you do that healing. That was something that just changed my world, and I recommend everyone to look up that technique. I might actually do a video about explaining the full technique like in the future, but not today. The video is long enough already. If you have any questions that you want to ask me in regards to anorexia or anything else about my journey with food, I would love for you to put them down below. I would love to hear from all you guys. If you've had troubles with eating disorders, I would also love to hear about your story. I love knowing that I'm not alone in this, because I'm not, and I know I'm not. And there's so many people out there that lives get touched by things like this. So, yes. I want to say thank you so much for joining me again. There's so many more videos coming. I feel so inspired, and I just really hope everyone comes along for the journey. If you have clicked subscribe, thank you so much. Don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications of when new videos come out. If you haven't, that's cool too. I still love you. Alright, thank you so much guys again, and have an amazing week. Bye!